Ready to escape into a world of enchanting pixels? What is up, my peeps? And today we're going to be doing a read-along of Sesame Street Libraries, Volume 12 and 13. Alright, let's get into it. The Sesame Street Library, Volume 12, with Jim Henson Muppets. Jim Henson's Muppets, featuring the letters W, X, Y, and Z, and the number 12. Snuffy learns the alphabet by Big Bird. When Mr. Snuffagus was just a little kid, he had a great big problem, and this is what he did. He came one day and said to me, "I found this big long word, but I don't know how to say it though. Can you explain it, Bird?" I took that piece of paper, I looked at it and smiled. I used to make the same mistake when I was just a child. This thing is not a word at all. It's called the alphabet. Just say each letter separately, and this is what you'll get. This is the directions right here. This is the alphabet right there. I think you know everything, I heard my friend Snuff say. When did you learn the alphabet? Oh, I learned it yesterday. Bro, these feel like rap verses. Grover gets wet. Hi, it's your old pal Grover here. It's your old pal Grover here. It's your old pal... Oh my god. Hi, it's your old pal Grover again. Here to talk to you about the letter W. Do you know what begins with the letter W? Water begins with the letter W, and this is a big tank of water. Do you know who else lives in this tank of water? Willie the Walrus lives in this tank of water, and his name begins with the letter W too. Oh, this is so much fun. I will now bend over the top of the tank and see if my cute little eyes can see Willie the Walrus. Whoops! Whoops also starts with the letter W. Splash! Now I am wet. The word wet also begins with the letter W. Well, since I'm wet, there's only one thing... There is only one other thing that begins with the letter W. Wash. Ernie buys a 12. One morning, as Ernie was walking home from Mr. Hooper's store with a box of eggs for breakfast, he heard a mysterious voice. Shh! I got something for you. How'd you like to buy a number 12? A number 12? Gee, why do I need a number 12? Shh! Well, I see you got a dozen eggs there. Do you know how many eggs are in a dozen? Why, no. 12! There's 12 eggs in a dozen. Next time you want to know how many eggs in a dozen, you just take out your number 12, and there it is. Oh, that's nifty. I'll take it. How much is it? Tell you what I'm gonna do. You look like a nice kid. I'm gonna trade you this beautiful number 12 for just 1 dozen eggs. Oh, kind sir, how can I ever thank you. Now whenever I forget how many eggs are in my... Hey, wait a minute. Kind sir... Hey, Bert, how'd you like a fried number 12 for breakfast? And then there's the Roosevelt Franklin plays Guess What I Found. I'm not going to do that, but y'all can if you'd want. Here are directions right there. Alright, now Rapunzel. Once a wicked old witch kept a beautiful girl named Rapunzel locked up in a tower. There were no stairs leading up to the tower, and no one else was allowed to see the girl. Every night when the witch came home, she would cry, "Rapunzel, let down your hair." Then Rapunzel would lean out of the window and let down her long yellow braid so the witch could climb up to the tower. One moonlit night, a prince saw the beautiful girl in the tower. When he was sure the witch was not home, he decided to visit the girl. "Rapunzel, let down your hair," he cried. Rapunzel was very happy to see someone other than the witch. But when the wicked witch heard about the prince, she was angry. She cut off Rapunzel's hair and took her away to the woods. When the prince returned the next night, the witch let down the long braid she had shorn from Rapunzel's head. The prince climbed up, but when he reached the top, he was so surprised to see the old witch instead of Rapunzel that he let go and fell to the ground. Luckily, Rapunzel was there, and together they ran far away. Soon they were wed, living happily ever after. Ankle, shoulder, knee. I have this poem about body parts. My friends are going to show you what they are. Ankle, shoulder, knee by Big Bird. Oh, a knee is kind of roundish like an orange or an egg. You'll find it sticking out right in the middle of your leg. It bends right in the middle when you want to run or jump. It's a funny kind of lumpy, kind of knobby kind of bump. Oh, A, B, C, D, 1, 2, 3. Let's all sing a song about a knee. Oh, a shoulder is the joint that's at the top part of your arm, and everybody's got 'em in the city or the farm. It's so useful when you want to wave hello or wave goodbye, and wiggling it up and down is easy if you try. Oh, A, B, C. When you were older, hope you remember the song about a shoulder. Oh, an ankle can be found at the beginning of your foot, and when you're getting dressed, it's in the sock that it is put. When an ankle is important if you want to dance or run, and if anybody kicked you there, it isn't any fun. Oh, A, B, C, a jinky and a janky. It's hard to find a rhyme for a silly word like ankle. When you think about your body and you think of all its parts, don't only think of eyes and ears, of noses, mouths, and hearts. Think of the parts that move and bend. That'll help of you and me to walk, run, jump, and play. The ankle, shoulder, knee. Oh, 8, 9, 10, W, X, Y, Z. That's all we have to say about the ankle, shoulder, knee. Whee! Alright, the magic apple. There was once a simple farm boy, poor but honest as the dickens, and he worked from dawn to midnight patching hay and feeding chickens. I am poor, I am honest, said the farmer, but it's rough working every day till midnight patching hay and other stuff, thought the poor but honest farm boy as he leaned upon his rake. If I had one to wish for, there was only one I'd make. I'd wish to trade this barnyard and this yutchy farm boy life for a dangy golden palace and a princess for a wife. He was sound asleep one morning underneath an apple tree when he heard a great explosion that was loud as it could be. Boom! A lady stood beside him, saying, "Hello there, young fella. I'm your handy fairy godma, like the one in Cinderella." "Pleased to meet you," said her godson, as he grinned from ear to ear. "You're a mighty pretty lady, and I'm glad to see you here." "Sonny," said the pretty lady, I have a big surprise for you. If there's anything you wish for, I'll see that it comes true." "Oh, hey, that's groovy," said the farm boy. "Golly, I can hardly wait." "One wish only," said the fairy, "so you better make it great," said the boy. "Two things I wish for. Either one and I'll be lucky. One's a banana milkshake and one's a brand new rubber ducky." "Wait a minute, are you crazy? Have you changed your mind?" she cried. "When you wanted a palace and a princess for a bride." You're so right, ma'am," said her godson, "but I think I'd be lucky if I had a princess, a palace, and a milkshake and a ducky." "It's a deal," the fairy answered, pointing upward in the tree. "If you pick that magic apple, what you'll wish will come to be." Then came a loud explosion, and before her grandson spoke, she had vanished very quickly in a cloud of purple smoke. "I can't reach that magic apple," said the farm boy. "Not at all." So he grabbed the tree and shook it, but the apple wouldn't fall. Then he got tired from shaking that he tumbled in a heap under the magic apple, where he promptly fell asleep. Then the snoring shook the tree trunk from the bottom to the top, and the rosy magic apple fell into his mouth. Ker-plump! "Glugga mugga," said the farm boy. "Arga barga, gobble gapple." But you couldn't understand him because his mouth was full of apple. For a while he lay there gurgling, making lots of silly talk. Then a wealthy king came strolling on his daily royal walk. "Say there, poor but honest farm boy," said the king, I beg your pardon, but is that a magic apple?" said the boy. "Blub gar for garden," said his majesty. "I'm sorry, but I do not understand." So the boy took out the apple and he held it in his hand. "Sure, this apple's full of magic," said the boy. "It's gotta be, 'cause my fairy godma said so underneath this very tree. I've been looking for a farm boy, poor but honest, since the spring, who possessed a magic apple," said the very happy king. "Will you move into my palace and be married to my daughter? You will have your own apartment with a stove and running water." Will I have banana milkshakes and some rubber duckies too?" "Why, of course," replied the monarch. "I'll have tons for both of you." "Then I'll do it," said the farm boy. "Where's the princess I'm to wed?" "She is waiting at the castle. Come with me," the monarch said. When the farm boy saw the princess, everybody heard his screams, for she didn't exactly look like the princess of his dreams, but with duckies and with milkshakes he lived all his life in clover. Isn't that a lovely story? Are you sorry that it's over? That was so fun to read. Anyway, Ernie makes a statue. "Thanks for helping me finish my statue, Bert." Very funny, Ernie. Oscar chooses a pet. "I've been thinking," Oscar muttered, "of the pleasant life I lead. Living in this filthy trash can is very nice indeed, but it might be even better if I had a little pet, though it's kinda hard to figure just what animal to get. I could never think of puppies 'cause they wag their tails all day, and they're lovable and darling, so I hate them right away. Tiny kittens are no better, for they're cute beyond a doubt, and they're always washing whiskers. So the kittens man are out." Oscar thought another minute, then he almost flipped his wig. "Holy smoke," he cried, "I got it! I will buy myself a pig. Since a pig is fat and filthy, I would love him like a cousin. What a roommate for my trash can. Hey, I think I'll buy a dozen." What is blue and green and plays music? The Grover and Oscar Marching Band. The Amazing Mumford's Christmas Show. This is a picture of the amazing Mumford. He's about to perform his most famous trick, pulling a hat out of his rabbit. Oh dear, he seems to have pulled out a red ball. and a green ball, and some yellow ribbon, and a beautiful blue star. Merry Christmas, Mumphy. And now here's a nice new white rabbit for your hat. Sorry about that bird, old buddy, but, it doesn't look too bad. The Count counts eggs. Oh, look who's in my store. It's the Count. Do you know why they call him the Count? Because he loves to count things. Ah, greetings, Mr. Hooper. I'm the Count. Do you know why they call me? Yes, we know all that. Is there something I can do for you, Count? Why, yes, I was just looking for something to count, and those eggs! They would do me beautifully. Let me count them. 1, smash, 2, smash, 3, smash, 4, smash, 5, smash, 6, smash, 7, smash, 8, smash, 9, smash, 10, smash, 11, smash, 12, smash. Ha 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 ha! Oh no! Look what you've done! I had 12 eggs, and now all I have is a big mess, and a mess! Let me count it. One glorious mess. Wonderful, wonderful. And an empty egg carton that's no good. No good? Look at it. It has 12 little round egg cups in it. You can make wonderful things with them. Give me a box of pipe cleaners. Now watch closely. With 1 egg cup and 4 pipe cleaners, you can make a darling spider. And with 2 egg cups and 3 pipe cleaners and a cork, you can make an adorable camel. With 3 egg cups and no pipe cleaners, you can make a lovable bat. You can hang your bat with a rubber band. There we go. And with 4 egg cups and 1 pipe cleaner, you can make an exciting count game called Twiddlywinks. And here's how to make that right there. There we go. That's a better shot. All right. And with 5 cups and 2 pipe cleaners, you can make this beautiful caterpillar. Isn't it exciting? 5 marvelous toys. Well, I have something exciting for you. 1 mop and 1 bucket, and I'd like to see that 1 mess cleaned up before I count to 3. Start counting. Start counting. X. Well, Cookie Monster, here we are on the X page. Want to help me show everybody something to start with the letter X? Ooh, yes, me help. Me get things. Me back. Me bring xylophone and X-ray. Good work, they both start with the letter X. Me got more. Me got yo-yo, yarn, yogurt, and pet yak. No, stop, hold it. Those things all start with the letter Y. But this isn't the Y page, this is the X page. See that X up there? You're right. Me fix. Give me boost. Boost? Oh, there we go. There, the Y page, now everything belong. And do you know something? This letter delicious. How? Oh my God. There we go. How is it? Yummy. And then at the bottom here, we have yay, yam yogurt. Oh, hey, it's me, Oscar the Grouch. If you'll give me a nice big frown, I'll show you something I made. It's my Grouch alphabet book. I looked through all the magazines in my trash collection, cut out the grouchy pictures, and pasted them in. Oh, Oscar, I made an alphabet book too, but I call it Betty Lou's Lovely Letter Book. Here are 2 of my favorite pages. And then here's how you make up, and then here are the directions to make it. Yeesh, that's what I call a lousy letter book. Now look at this. Here are some mad monkeys marching on moldy marshmallows, and midnight with the Count. Ah, Ernie and Bert, I'm so happy you could come. You were just in time. Why did you ask us to come here at midnight, Count? Well, couldn't we come back tomorrow, say at 1 o'clock in the afternoon? 1 o'clock? No, my friends, the worst time of the day. Boring, no fun at all at 1 o'clock. We can make it 3 o'clock, how would that be? 3 o'clock's a little better than 1, but nothing like 12. 12 o'clock is the best time of day. I suppose you like 12 o'clock at night, gulp, because it's dark and spooky. You can hear the door squeaking and the cats howling in the night. I suppose your bats come out to play at that time. And the wind blows the branches of trees against the window panes. No, don't be silly. I love 12 o'clock because each one of my clocks chimes 12 times. Listen to them. Oh, I love it. 438 clocks each chime 12 times. That comes to 5,1256 times. Ha 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 ha. Chime, boing, gong. All right, Ernie buys a Z. As Ernie walked down the street one day, he heard a psst from nearby. He looked around and saw a shifty-looking salesman hiding behind a tree. "Come here, kid," said the salesman. "I'm going to show you something that'll save you pain and trouble." And out from under his coat, he took a big letter Z. "That's the letter Z," said Ernie. "How it will save me pain and trouble?" "I'll explain," said the salesman. "Suppose you're at a party, and suppose somebody at the party asks you what the first letter is in the word zebra, and you can't remember." "Oh, dear," said Ernie. He was imagining the party. He could just see it. Everybody would be pointing at him and saying he couldn't spell. They'd probably never invite him to another party. If only he could remember the first letter in zebra. "But," said the salesman, "if you had this Z, you could take it out, look at it, and it would remind you that the first letter in zebra is Z." "Thank goodness for that Z," said Ernie. "It's great for parties." "Right," said the salesman. "And there's another way it can help you. Suppose you're on a quiz show and the prize is $2 million plus a trip around the world and a carton full of rubber duckies." "Wowee," said Ernie. "What a prize." The salesman went on. "Your question is, what is the first letter in the word zoo? But you can't remember. The seconds are ticking by. The band is playing tense music." Ernie could just picture the whole thing. There he was, on the quiz show. If he couldn't answer the question, he'd get no prize. Everybody would boo him. If only he could remember the first letter in zoo. "Well," said the salesman, "if you had this Z, it would remind you that the first letter in zoo is Z." "That settles it," said Ernie. "I've got to have that Z. It'll save me pain and trouble." So Ernie bought the Z and walked away with it down the street. The salesman was about to leave when a stranger came up holding a microphone. "Hi," he said. "I'm Guy Smiley, and you were on Quiz Show in the Street. Today's prize is $2 million plus a trip around the world and a carton full of raincoats. And today's question is, what is the first letter in the word zero?" Or first letter. Yeah, what is the first letter in the word zero? And to Guy Smiley's surprise, the salesman ran away down the street shouting, "Hey, kid, come back with that letter." All right. Sherlock Holmes in Mystery of the Missing Alphabet. Oh, Mr. Hemlock, I was teaching Mr. Snuffagus the alphabet, and he sneezed and blew all the letters all over the street, and now I can't find them. Whatever shall we do?" "Egad, the whole alphabet missing? This sounds like a job for Sherlock Hemlock, the world's greatest detective." This may be harder than I thought. Perhaps you'll help me find all the letters from A to Z." "Zounds, we'll solve this case yet." "Did you find all the letters? Turn the page to C." All right, there we go. There, Bird. As you can see, the mystery of the missing alphabet is solved. That's the end of another terrific book. I hope we can get another one real soon. Gee, Bird, that's a nice idea. Boy, these books are super, right, Bert? Right, Ernie. I bet volume 13 will be super, too. Alright, the end of volume 12. And it's kind of fitting that Bert and Ernie had that little exchange there little exchange about volume 13, because I have number 13 right here. And Bert and Ernie are on a soapbox car. The other one was a steam engine, but this one is a soapbox derby car. So anyway, let's get into it. Bert, Ernie, and the Great Race, featuring the number 13. "Oh no, Ernie, we got number 13. We'll never win this race. Why not, old buddy?" "Ready, set, go! The number 13 is bad luck." "Don't be silly, Bert. This is my lucky day." "Never go under a ladder, Ernie. It's bad luck." "Relax, Bert. That's just superstition." "Hey, it's Biff and Sully. Wave to them, Bert." "I can't look. The grass is greener over there." Right, Elma, let's jump over. Ernie, watch out for jumping sheep. What sheep, Bert? Stop, Ernie, a black cat. If it crosses our path, we'll lose the race. But don't bother me, Bert. I have to keep my eyes on the road. Sorry, folks. Bad luck. Get out of the road. Rotten luck. Ba. Eey, a black cat. Good old number 13. I told you that. Wait, hold on. We won. Wait until I tell Elma. Good old number 13. I told you this was my lucky day. Huh, Bert, huh? The winner, car 13. It's Sherlock Hollock. The case of the missing hat. I'm looking up, I'm looking down, I'm looking for the color brown. I'm looking for it everywhere. Ah, I see a big brown bear. A big brown bear with big brown shoes. Uh-oh, I think he's got the blues. Excuse me, bear, but why the tears? The big brown bear cries. It's my ears. They're cold without my big brown hat. I lost it. Sniff, and that is that. Oh, don't be sad, for help is here. We'll find your big brown hat, don't fear. We're looking up, we're looking down, we're looking for a hat that's brown. Can you find the brown hat in the picture? Circle the brown hat. I'm not going to do that, obviously, but there you go. That's the end of this segment. The Count's counting page. Greetings, my friends. It is I, the Count. The numbers 1 to 13 are hidden somewhere on this page. I want to count them, but I can't find them. Can you help me? Circle the numbers 1 to 13. Now count the numbers 1 to 13. Again, I'm not doing this either, but if y'all want to try, go for it. With love from me to me. Hello, everybody. Let us play a little word game. Here's a picture of me, cute little Grover. Do you see the lines pointing to parts of my furry body? Grover. Don't say that. That's gonna get taken the wrong way. Anyway, you do? Oh, good. Near a line is a word. Do you know what the words say? Guess. The word is matched to my leg says, yes. That is right. It says leg. Guess what the other words say. Hear what the other words say. Now I'll tell you a story. All those nice words are in the story. Will you help me? See if you can tell what all the words in the pretty colors say. Here we go. Oh God, Grover. Foots. I like you, Foots. Oh God. Oh no. Anyway. Enough with that. Let's read this. One day I said, Foot. I like you, Foot. You can hop. Leg. I said, I like you, Leg. You were a friend of Foot. Hand. I said, I like you. You are fun. Arm. I said, you are wonderful. Arm. You can lift my hand way up. Eye. I said, I'm so proud that you can see things. Nose. I said, I love you, Nose. You are so cute. Head. I said, Grover likes you very much. You were always thinking. So I made my foot, leg, hand, arm, eye, nose, and head feel very good that day. The end. The sky's the limit. All the things on this page begin with the letter S. Can you name the S words? Super Grover. Santa in a sled. Sky. Satellite. Spaceship. Star. Sun. Coming and going. Find 13 number 13s. Y'all can do that if you want. Cookie's cooking. Cookie is making some yummy peanut butter balls for a party. Did I say party? Yeah, for a party. You can make them too. Measure things to see how much you have. You will need to measure the things that go into your peanut butter balls. Use a cup and a teaspoon to measure. Okay, so this is Cookie's cooking, I guess. Cool, so it's kind of like Big Bird's banana bread on the other volume. Alright, I'm gonna get a better shot on this page. Or no, I'm gonna hold on this page. Come on. There we go. There we go. Okay. All right, that's enough of that. Ernie's balloons. Ernie was walking down Sesame Street, holding a string that had a big red balloon tied to it. The balloon was floating way up over Ernie's head. "Wow, what a great balloon this is," said Ernie. "This is the best balloon I've ever had." Then Ernie walked by a tree, and his balloon got stuck on some branches. When he tried to pull it out, it popped. "Oh no," cried Ernie. "My balloon popped. My favorite balloon. Gee, that makes me sad." Ernie started to cry. "Oh, my best balloon popped, and I bet nobody cares. Everybody's off playing somewhere, and they don't care that my balloon popped. At that, I'm sad." As Ernie came, Maria came up to him with a big blue balloon. Maria said, "I saw your balloon pop, Ernie, and I know you're sad, so I got you another one to cheer you up. Here you go." Maria gave the balloon to Ernie and walked away. Gee, thanks, Maria," said Ernie. "Somebody does care." Then Cookie Monster came up with a bright green balloon. "Ernie," said Cookie, "me heard your balloon pop and you sad. Me don't like to see you sad, so here." Cookie Monster gave the balloon to Ernie and walked away. Ernie said, cheering up, "You got me a balloon too, Cookie Monster? Oh boy." Then Big Bird came up to Ernie with a big pink balloon. "Hi, Ernie," said Big Bird. "I heard that your balloon popped and that you were sad, so I got this special balloon just for you." "Gee, thanks, Big Bird," said Ernie. "Hey, Ernie, baby." Really, Grover? Anyway. "Hey, Ernie, baby," said Grover, running up to Ernie. "I heard your balloon popped. Here's a pretty yellow balloon from your friend Grover, and an orange one from your buddy Bert," said Bert. Before Ernie could say thank you to Grover and Bert, the Count came up to him with 8 balloons. With 8 red balloons. "Hello, Ernie, my friend," said the Count. "I heard your one balloon pop, so I brought you 8 wonderful red balloons. Count them and you'll feel much better." Everybody on Sesame Street brought Ernie a balloon because no one wanted him to be sad. Ernie had lots of balloons floating over his head. "Look at all these balloons. Gee, everybody does care, and that makes me happy." "What is a blimp?" "Look, high up in the sky, there's something flying above us." "What is it?" "It's a blimp." "What is a blimp?" "A blimp is like an airplane. An airplane flies. So does a blimp. A blimp is like a balloon. A balloon has air in it. So does a blimp. A blimp is like a flying balloon. What lifts a blimp up? Gas lifts the blimp up. The gas keeps the blimp up is called helium. The helium is kept in the huge body of the blimp. What makes the blimp go? An engine and propeller can make the blimp go. A blimp can carry all sorts of things. The people ride in a little room underneath the blimp's body. There are not many blimps anymore. Someday you might see one. I have seen one, actually, in real life. I saw the Goodyear once in real life. So how cool is this page? 13... Oh, geez. Hold on. Okay, there we go. 13 presents. Wonderful, wonderful presents. I love to count presents. Count all the presents. How many are there? Whom do you think the presents are for? I think I know. Anyway. Oh, here we go. Betty Lou lends a hand. "My, what a blustery, blowy day," said Bert as he stepped out onto Sesame Street. "This is the strongest wind we've had around here in a long time." Bert held his coat tightly closed against the wind and noticed that all of his friends are out playing touch football in the yard. "Hey, everybody," called Bert, holding up a small white envelope in his hand. "Come here, I have something to show you." Bert's friends stopped their game of touch football and came over to Bert. "What is it?" asked Ernie. "Yeah, what do you got there? That's so wonderful," asked Roosevelt Franklin. "I bet it's a new paperclip for his paperclip collection," Farley whispered to Grover. "Or new pictures of pigeons or something boring like that." "Oh, it's so fantastic," said Bert. "I can't wait to show you." "So let's see it," said Prairie Dawn. "We interrupted our game of touch football to come over here and see what it is." Just as Bert was about to open the envelope and show everybody what was in it, a big gust of wind whipped the envelope out of his hand and blew it up into the air. "Oh no!" cried Bert. "My envelope! The wind is blowing it away! Help!" The wind carried the envelope high into the air, twisting and turning it, dripping and darting it, sailing it over a big wooden construction fence and on to the ground on the other side. "My gosh," wailed Bert, "my envelope's behind that big fence. Now what I'm gonna do?" "Gee, Bert," said Ernie, "you have a lot of friends here. I'm sure someone will be able to get the envelope out of there for you." "Sure, Bert," said Harry. "I'm the strongest person here, so I can get your envelope back for you." And even if there's only a silly dumb picture of a pigeon inside, I'll help you get it back. Now stand back, everybody, and make way for the strongest one of them all. I will just lift that fence up into the air so you can go underneath and grab your envelope. I bet you're glad I'm here today. Yeah! Harry grabbed the corner of the fence and pulled up with all his might, but the fence was very firmly planted and he couldn't lift it out of the ground. Gee, Harry, thanks a lot, said Bert. You're very strong, but it looks like strength isn't what we need to get my envelope back. Let me try, said Big Bird. I'm the biggest. I'll just reach right over the top of the fence and get your envelope for you. Even if it's just a silly old picture of a pigeon, it's important to you, so I'll help you get it back. Now everyone, watch closely as the biggest one here gets the envelope. Here goes. Big Bird stood up on his tippy toes and reached as far as he could over the top of the wooden fence. But the fence was too high. Big Bird couldn't reach far enough to get the envelope. I'm sorry, Bert. I guess bigness is not what you need either. What you need is smartness, said Sherlock Hemlock. And I'm the world's smartest detective. I'll get that envelope out of there. Ah, said Bert, smartness. Now that's a good idea. Sherlock Holmlock went over to a skinny little crack in the fence and put his mouth up against it. Ugh. Now, little white envelope on the ground in there. I, Sherlock Holmlock, the world's smartest detective, am talking to you, he said through the crack. I think you've ought to realize how upset you made our friend Bert by flying over that fence. And even though you probably have nothing but a silly, boring old picture of a pigeon inside, I think the sensible thing would be for you to come out of there and stop causing Bert so much distress. Now, what do you say? Naturally, the envelope just lay there on the ground. Sherlock Holmlock threw up his hands. This silly envelope is not responding to logic and reason. I don't understand it. Bert sighed. I guess it has no respect for smartness. May I help? Asked the Count. Sure, said Bert. What do you think? I think that you have 3 suggestions that did not work. 3. You had the strongest, the biggest, and the smartest. That makes 3 no good suggestions. Ah ha ha ha. Happy to help, Bert. That didn't help, snapped Bert. Say, Bert, said the Cookie Monster, me the hungriest. How about this? Me eat this fence up, and then you can go get envelope. Me not do that for silly boring picture of pigeon. Me do that because me hungry and fence look pretty good. Oh, Cookie Monster, said Bert, I'm ready to try anything. Eating a fence sounds crazy to me. But if you feel up to it. Cookie Monster went over to the fence and took a great big huge bite out of it. Black! He cried. That's the most terrible fence me ever eat. Boy, need salt, need ketchup, need Worcestershire sauce? I think that's how you pronounce that. No way me can eat whole fence like that, and that tastes like that. Sorry, Bert, me want to help, but there's a limit to even what me can eat. 4 terrible, awful, silly, no good ideas, yelled the Count. How about me? Called Rodeo Rosie. I'm the loudest. You just give me a crack in it, and I'll have your silly old pigeon picture back in 2 shakes. Go ahead, Rodeo Rosie, shrugged Bert. Rodeo Rosie sauntered up to the fence and put her hands up to the mouth. Now listen here, envelope. You gotta get on out of there right pronto, you hear? I'll give a count of 3 to just skedaddle right on out here where you belong. A 1, a 2, a 3, she hollered. That certainly was loud, said Bert, rubbing his ears. But the envelope's still sitting there, just like before. Thanks, Radio Rosie, but Radio Rosie, whoops, my bad. Rodeo Rosie, but I guess loudness wasn't what we needed either. Bert gave a deep sigh. Say, how about you, Betty Woo? He said, you're the only one that hasn't made a suggestion. Don't you have any ideas on how to get my envelope back? Me? Said Betty Woo. Well, I'm not the biggest, or the strongest, or the loudest, or smartest. All I am is the smallest. What could I possibly do for you? I don't know, said Bert, but the biggest and the strongest and the loudest and the smartest haven't done much good. I thought you could come up with something. Well, let me look, said Betty Woo. She walked up to the skinny crack in the fence and looked through. There was the white envelope laying on the ground. Betty Woo was about to turn away when she thought of something. Hey, she said, I'm so small that if I held my hand all flat like this and held my arm out straight like this, and maybe, just maybe, I could squeeze my little arm through the crack like this, and reach your envelope with my fingers like this." She grabbed the envelope with her fingers and pulled it through the narrow crack in the fence. She held it up high for all to see. "Hooray for Betty Lou!" everyone shouted. "Wow," she said. I did it. I didn't have to be the biggest, the strongest, or the smartest, or the loudest, or anything. In fact, being the smallest was what you needed. How about that?" "That's right, Betty Lou," said Bert. "Thank you." Bert smiled broadly. Now that we have the envelope back, wouldn't you all like to see what's in it?" "Oh, we know what it is," Bert said. "Ernie, just some silly old picture of a pigeon for your scrapbook." "We knew that all along. Probably just a silly old pigeon eating birdseed. Or a pigeon walking on the ground," said Prairie Dawn. "Or a pigeon sitting on a statue," suggested Harry. "I'd like to see what's in the envelope, Bert, said Betty Lou. "Please." "Well, as a matter of fact," said Bert, "it just happens to be tickets to the circus for me. And all my friends." "Tickets? For the circus? For your friends?" said Ernie, swallowing hard. "For all your friends." "For all your friends?" asked Big Bird. "Even the ones who kept teasing you about having a dumb old pigeon picture in there?" "All my friends," shouted Bert happily. "My strong friends, my big friends, my smart friends, my little friends, my slow friends, for all my friends." "Hooray, Bert!" cried all of his friends, and they started out for the circus together. "And on our way to the circus," said Bert, "I'll tell you about the great pigeon act we're going to see there. This circus has the best trained pigeons. We'll actually see a pigeon stand on one foot, and then we'll see a pigeon who sits down, and after that, a pigeon eating a piece of bread, and guess what comes after that?" Oh, it just ends there. How do birds learn to fly? A bird learns to fly when it's a baby, just as you learned to walk when you were a baby. The baby bird moves around a lot in its nest. It wriggles and squirms and stretches and twists. That's how it makes its wings strong. When its wings are strong, the baby bird can use them to fly. When you were a baby, you wriggled and squirmed and stretched and twisted. That's how you made your legs strong. When your legs were strong enough, you used them to walk. The mother bird teaches the baby how to fly. She puts food in her mouth and goes a little bit away from the nest. She knows the baby bird wants to be good. The baby bird must leave its nest and fly to get to its mother and the food. A baby bird tries over and over again to fly. Each time it flies, it'll get better and better. Soon it'll fly as well as its mother. When you were little, you tried over and over again to walk. And now, see what you can do. The juggler. Grover is a juggler in the circus. He is juggling shapes. Point to the green circle. Find the red triangle. What other shapes does Grover have? What colors are they? Look closely at Grover's shapes. Try to remember them. Now, turn the page. Which shapes are missing? Alright. 13. 8 little rabbits wriggling their noses. 9 little rabbits sniffing the roses. 10 little rabbits, 10 little tails. 11 nice rabbits with shovels and pails. 12 little rabbits taking a bow. 13 small rabbits, and that's all for now. It's play day! 3 of your friends have been playing in the playground. What have they been doing? Follow the blue arrow to find out what Grover did. Follow the yellow arrow to find out what Big Bird did. Follow the green arrow to find out what Oscar the Grouch did. What are Grover, Big Bird, and Oscar the Grouch doing right now? Well, let's see. Grover started on the horse, the rocking horse, went to play in the sandbox, then went all the way to the teeter-totter, and then got a drink of water. Big Bird started at the monkey bars, went down the slide, and is sitting by a tree. Oscar the Grouch started on the monkey bars as well, went to the swings, then threw the tire, and is sitting next to Big Bird by the tree. "13 eggs." That's a very interesting picture. Bedtime story. Ernie and Bert were in their bedroom at Grandma Bottle's house. Grandma Bottle is Bert's grandmother. They were making their beds. Ernie tucked his blanket under his bed and fluffed his pillow. Then he looked over at Bert's bed. He saw that Bert's bed was all wrinkled and messy. "Hey, Bert, what's the matter?" asked Ernie. "Gee, Ernie, old buddy, I just don't feel like making my bed. Besides, I'm not very good at it yet," said Bert. "But Bert, it's easy. You love being neat. I bet you can make a really neat bed. You just need to practice." "I just can't seem to do it right, Ernie," said Bert. "Do you think you could help me?" "Sure, Bert," said Ernie. Ernie walked over to Bert's bed and started to straighten the covers. "Wait a minute, Bert," said Ernie. "I have a great idea. Why don't you get in the bed? Then you can see exactly what I'm doing." Bert scratched his head. "I don't think that'll work, Ernie." "Bert, old pal, it's worth a try." Before Bert could answer, Ernie gently pushed him into his bed. Then Ernie started to show Bert how to make his bed. He explained very carefully what he was doing. First, he straightened out the sheets under Bert. Then he pulled the blanket tightly across the bed and neatly tucked it in. Finally, Ernie fluffed Bert's pillow and placed it gently under Bert's head. "That's how you make a bed," Ernie said proudly. "Now isn't that fun, Bert?" "Bert! Bert!" Bert did not answer. He was fast asleep in his snuggly bed. "Have a nice nap, Bert." Ernie whispered, and he tiptoed out of the room. "Hey, Bert, old buddy. I hope you enjoyed your nap in the last story." "I did, Ernie. Now that I'm rested, I'm ready to go on to Volume 14. The end of Volume 13. And before I end this video, I'd just like to mention that I also have Volume 14 as well, but I've already read this. You can see it in one of my videos. I'll be sure to put both volumes 12 and 13, as well as Volume 14 in a Sesame Street themed playlist. Alright, so without further ado, don't forget to like, comment, and subscribe. Talk to y'all later.